I think I speak for everybody when I say that in almost every single male friend group, there's this one guy who tries to beat the others at pretty much everything they do. For example, when you go up the stairs, he would say something like, I bet I can get up the stairs in less amount of steps than you. I'm going to be honest, I am that guy in my friend group. Okay, I try to bring competition into most things, most activities that we do together. If it's appropriate, of course. And I gotta say, it's always fun for me because whenever I do compete with my friends, there's the element of risk involved of me losing something, losing a bet, losing a game, losing a competition with them. I don't want them to beat me. That risk makes everybody try harder to win, which makes the game or the competition more interesting. Even in situations where I was at a disadvantage, I would still try and compete with all the odds stacked up against me. I was doing it with almost this delusional optimism because I actually think I can win even in situations where I don't stand a chance. So in the friend group, there's the guy that competes, but now I want you to imagine the guy that's always walking behind everybody else. You know who I'm talking about, the flabby, skinny, fat gamer guy who doesn't make any plans for the group, who stays up all night playing video games even when the other friends are falling asleep, who doesn't take his friend group on any adventures. He just follows them along, and honestly, he doesn't bring much value to the friend group. Whenever he's faced with some sort of confrontation, he cowers behind his other friends. He doesn't compete, so he's always behind. Right now, you might be wondering, why do I need competition so badly? Why do I gotta be competitive? I don't have to be competitive to have friends, right? And to that, I'll say, yeah, you're right, you don't. But what kind of friends will they be? Will they be your brothers who have your back all the time? Or will they be people who talk shit behind your back? Let me tell you something very simple. If you don't compete, you will be left behind. If you don't strive for more, you will remain in the hole that you're in forever. If you don't try to win, you will lose. It's as simple as that. This applies to everything in a man's life, because a man's life is a constant battle with the men around him, for the status, for the money, for the girls, for everything. If you have a boxing match, or even a chess match, if you don't try to win, if you don't try to compete, you're not going to win. If you have a boxing match and you're just standing there with your hands down, 1 second you're looking at your opponent and the other you're waking up in the hospital, wiping your face like, oh, where the fuck am I? It's as simple as that. If you're standing there with your hands by your side, not guarding your chin, you're going to get knocked out. It's just facts. The same can be applied to life. If you don't try to beat the other men next to you, you will get dominated by them because, that sounds wrong, because they will get so far ahead that you can't even catch up. So now that you know how important competition is, I'm going to teach you how to implement a healthy amount of it into your life. The first thing you need to do is redefine what success means to you. You need to understand that accomplishing something isn't always about the win. You can find success in learning and improving on your way to the goal, to the final destination. Because that's what made you win in the first place, the path. Bouncing back from a tough loss is another way to see success. Because a lot of the times, after people take a huge L, they get discouraged and lose passion towards whatever they want to do, and they abandon it. You need to understand that failure is absolutely necessary in order to succeed. Failing is essential in building resilience and determination. So now that you've got your definition of success, you can start implementing competition into your daily life by comparing yourself to your peers and the people around you. And more importantly, you need to learn from their wins and from their mistakes. I'm sure we've all heard the same bullshit advice that you only have to compare yourself to your younger self, no need to look at other people. And while yes, at the same time it is true, you absolutely have to compare your accomplishments now to your younger self to see how far you've come. But when you look at the men around you, it inspires you. It makes you strive for more, to beat them. It makes you feel almost angry, knowing your potential and seeing other men get ahead of you. And let me just clarify. The anger you're feeling is not about the other people winning. It's about you not winning with them. So when you do look at the people around you, automatically start trying to do better, to catch up to their level or to overtake them. And I'm just going to keep it nice and short for the last thing. If you truly wish to become more successful than the people around you, you need to sacrifice certain things in order to achieve your goal. Whether that's money, time, friends, you have to do it. And keep in mind, you always have to practice by yourself. You always have to put in the work of practicing whenever everybody else isn't, because that puts you ahead of them.